What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Run with Jay channel, where we talk about running, fitness, and lifestyle. So today we have another shoe showdown video between two top-end running shoes, Nike Vaporfly Next Percent going up against the ADIDAS Adizero Adios Pro. So as usual, we're going to break these two shoes down between 5 different categories, and they're going to be features and design, cost and value, comfort, weight, and finally performance. And we're going to give each of these shoes a score of 1 to 5 for each category, and then we're going to tally up the totals to see which shoe reigns supreme. So if you guys are new to this channel, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications, and let's get started. So the first category we're going to talk about is design and features. And as always, you can check out the links below to see the full reviews of these two shoes. So we'll start out with the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent. So this shoe needs no introductions. You've seen this shoe probably everywhere. The shoe is fast. It looks great. It looks like it's meant to break records in. It's super light, so it's got everything. It looks good, and in design and feature-wise, it has a lot of things in it. It's got the ZoomX foam, which probably, some people will say that's the best foam currently on the market. However, other companies are catching up. It's got the infamous carbon fiber plate sandwiched between in the middle. Also has that vapor weave material on the top, which is very light. And it's also very water resistant, which is very nice. And it comes with the asymmetrical laces, as well as the bottom rubber outsoles. So tons of features. It built very well. It's super fast and super light. So the ADIDAS Adizero Pro is fairly new. This shoe was released in 2020 in the summer. And design-wise, I really like the look of this shoe as well. This new pink, signal pink color, it looks very nice. It looks very fresh. The stripes design looks very Adidas-like compared to their other shoes, like the Adizero Pro. In terms of design, Adidas, went ahead and tried something different, which, is admirable. They created the carbon fiber, though they have a carbon fiber plate in the heel of the shoe. However, in the front, they decided to go with the carbon-infused rods where your toes are for the forefoot. So that was interesting design, and it was fairly interesting to run in as well. So definitely gives you nice energy return. It's, I think, the best shoe that Adidas has created yet. So in terms of features, it's got the infused carbon rods in the front, the carbon fiber steel plate in the back. It's got that cellular mesh material on the top as well, which is very nice upper. It's breathable. It's also got the Light Strike Pro foam in the bottom, which is, a very nice and soft, definitely a step up from the Light Strike foam. And you can tell by the amount of foam that this year they put in this shoe. It's very similar to the Nike shoe as well. So there's a ton of comfort and cushion in this shoe. So design-wise, both of these shoes get a score of 5 for me. So the next category we're going to look at is cost and value. So in terms of cost and value, the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent is definitely the more expensive shoe, coming in at $250, while the Adios Pro comes in at $200, which seems to be the average price for other competitor, like top-end running shoes for other companies. So the $50 difference is, subjective. For some people, they'll definitely pay the $50 for a better shoe. However, these shoes are very similar, and they perform both very well. They both have similar technologies with the ZoomX foam compared to these Light Strike Pro, and then you got carbon fiber plate and the carbon fiber heel plate and then the infused rods. So both of these shoes come with high-end technology to get you going fast and help you break records. And you saw in the recent London Marathon that both of these shoes are featured in the top 5 of the finishers for the men's category at least. So in terms of overall score for cost and value, I would give the Adios Pro a slight advantage over the Nike Vaporfly Next Percent with a score of 4 to 3.5. So after 2 rounds, the Adios Pro is leading the Vaporfly Next Percent with a score of 9 to 8.5. The next round we're going to look at is comfort. So both of these shoes have very high stack foam, so they're very comfortable to run in, and they're meant to run in longer distances to keep your feet, your legs less tired, to give you more energy return, and they both do those very well. The Light Strike Pro foam is very nice and a huge upgrade over the previous foam that Adidas has used. However, I feel it's slightly less responsive and soft compared to the ZoomX foam from Nike. However, that doesn't take away from the overall comfort. Both of these shoes, you can run for whole marathons in without feeling, much pain in your legs. So they're great to run in and they're fast, and I would give both of these shoes a score of 5 for overall comfort. So after 3 rounds, the Adios Pro is still leading the Vaporfly Next percent with a score of 14 to 13.5. The next round we're going to look at is weight. So the Vaporfly Next percent has about an 1.5 ounce advantage over the Adios Pro, and that definitely will help, in the long run while running in the shoe. That 6.6 ounce, shoe weight is definitely advantageous, and you can definitely feel the difference in that shoe and compared to the Adios Pro. Sometimes I felt the Adios Pro, even though it's light, felt a little bit sluggish at times, and I definitely can tell the difference. And when you're comparing, top end racing shoes, every single ounce, would make a difference in terms of the performance and things like that. So in terms of weight between the two shoes, I would give the Vaporfly Next percent a score of a 5 and the Adidas Adios Pro a score of a 4. So after 4 rounds, the Vaporfly Next percent has finally taken the lead with a score of 18.5 to 18 over the Adios Pro. So one more round left. The final round to decide it all is performance. So in terms of performance, both of these shoes are at the top of their class in terms of running, and they're probably one of the best running shoes out there for both brands. So Nike Vaporfly has been the top running shoe before even before the Alpha Fly has been released, and some people still prefer the Vaporfly over the Alpha Fly simply because that shoe is a little bit faster and it's also lighter compared to the Alpha Fly. So the Adidas Adios Pro, has come a long way from Adidas. They've made a lot of tweaks and changes, worked with high, elite athletes to create this shoe, and they've definitely done a great job with this shoe. Performance-wise, the Adios Pro performed great. It was comfortable throughout, my runs. I did a half marathon run in this shoe, and it was, did not feel any really pain or anything in my legs. Some people might have felt hot spots or, a heel rub, but I didn't really feel that at all. The only thing that, bothered me was I had the infused rods in my toes, which is a kind of weird feeling, but I guess, you could get used to it after a while. The shoe is snappy and quick, definitely good if you're a forefoot runner, taking advantage of those carbon infused rods. It'll definitely give you some energy return, and you'll definitely feel fast. And it's not really a shoe that, I prefer to run slow in. You can definitely tell the difference, when you're picking up the paces, that this shoe, definitely performs a lot better in quicker paces. And, the Vaporfly Next percent, same deal. The shoe's meant to go fast. If you're really running slow in that shoe, it doesn't really, give you the full effect of the responsiveness from the carbon fiber plate. Both of these shoes are great at what they do, and they're top-end performers in terms of racing. And you've seen elite athletes use both of these shoes in top-end races, like the marathon. So in terms of scores for both of these shoes, they get a 5 for me in terms of performance. So the scores are in, and we have a winner for this shoe showdown, and the winner is the Nike Vaporfly Next percent, just barely edging out the Adios Pro with a score of 23.5 to 23. So both of these shoes are great options for race day. The Vaporfly has a little slight advantage over the Adios Pro in my opinion with the weight, as well as the responsiveness of the foam. The Adios Pro is definitely a great shoe. The foam has come a long way, and I really like the Light Strike Pro foam that they have used for this shoe. It's definitely responsive, snappy, and quick. A lot of runners who have this shoe can attest to it. So, can't go wrong with both of these options. For $50 more, you get the Vaporfly Next percent, or if you want to, save that $50, you can go with the Adios Pro. They're both quick shoes, and you've seen those shoes perform at the top end level in the marathons. And if you really want these shoes to be a faster, like a tempo run shoe, you could do those as well. So Overall, both are great shoes and a slight advantage over to the Vaporfly Next Percent in my opinion, with the foam and the weight, but can't go wrong with either. And I'm really excited for what Adidas has been doing lately with their shoes. They've definitely tried to step up their game with their technology, and they've created a very nice shoe that can definitely compete now in the ranks with all of the other fast racing shoes out there. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a very close battle between both of these shoes, and the Vaporfly Next Percent just barely edged out the Adios Pro. Let me know if you think the Adios Pro is better than the Vaporfly Next Percent, or if you guys have any other comments, feedback, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that like and subscribe button. So I hope you guys are doing great, staying safe out there, and I'll talk to you guys on the next Shoe Showdown.